What's going on, family? Welcome back to the garden. So today is a watering day, which means it's also a feed day. All right, so I wanted to show you guys how we keep our weeds so lush and green all season long, right? And how you guys can do the same thing for free. For us, it's almost free, but for you, it can be absolutely free, and I'm going to show you guys how in a moment. Let's rock. So this is nothing more than just some compost tea. This is how we fertilize our garden for almost free. I still have yet to get to the almost part. Just bear with me, okay? But this is a 30-gallon drum filled with filtered water. Okay, we have a filter on our hose coming out into the garden, and I just use that water to fill up this barrel. If you don't get a lot of rain like we don't, that's going to be your next best option, is just to get a filter to get some of that chlorine and stuff out of the water. But if you get plenty of rain and you have a rain catchment system, that's even better. First of all, it's free, and second of all, it's going to have less of the impurities in there, right? No, it's going to have basically no chemicals. But all you do is fill this thing with water, and you see all this right here. This is nothing but weeds that we pulled from the garden. I think this right here is actually some chicken bedding we had with some straw. But you can see right here I got peanut shells in here. And all I do is I dump all of our kitchen waste, all of our garden scraps and garden waste in here. Like I was saying before, there's peanut shells in here. This is some chicken bedding here, sardines. What else we got in here? We got banana peels, orange peels, lots of different things in here. And this has been sitting for, I want to say that this batch has been brewing for about 3 years. The other batch on the other side of this pillar has been brewing for about 2 years. But you don't have to let them sit that long. The longer you let them sit, the more potent they're going to be, the more concentrated they're going to be. But if you want to make this in a 5-gallon bucket and let it sit for an hour, 2 hours a day, 2 or 3 days a week, is whatever, you can use it whenever you want to use it. You know, I would advise to just let it sit for like an hour at the minimum, 1 or 2 hours at the minimum. But you can let it sit for however long you want. It's going to just be that much more concentrated. So the reason why ours is almost free is because we use these. I like to put these in there whenever the bottles start to get low. These are about a quarter full each. So at this point, normally what I do is I just go ahead and dump all this into the containers, and let them do the thing, right? Let everything marinate. But yeah, that's it, y'all. That's really it. Don't overcomplicate how you make your compost tea. The recipe is super easy. If you can eat it, once you're done with it, dump it in there. If it came from the ground, right? If it came from the earth and you can eat it, dump it in there. If it came from the earth in your garden and you don't want it, dump it in there. Weeds and stuff like that, right? I'm about to chop down some of this Bermuda grass when it cools off a little bit, and I'm gonna take that Bermuda grass and dump that in there, right? Because the more things I can put in there, I want that diversity. I want to get as many minerals and as much nutrition as I can into this stuff, that way I can give it back to the garden, right? So once I have this made like this, all I do now, at this point, y'all, I do take my watering can, take me a bucket or something that's gonna be able to get me some of this marvelousness into it, and I just try to get as much of this liquid as I can without taking a lot of the things that I put in there. The things that we put in there, right? So just try to get as much of this as I can in there. Look how dark that is. Looks good to me. This stuff looks like a pot of green, to be honest with you. So anyway, all I'm gonna do is fill this bucket about halfway. That's not halfway, that's close enough. And so we're gonna rock with that. Then I'm gonna fill the rest of the container with some good clean water. tablespoons of that. That's about it right there. Then we'll do the same thing with this. Yeah, I know, right? Put some of this in there. About that much of that. And then mix it. Give it a nice little whirl. And that's it. She ready to rock and roll. She ready to feed the garden. That's pretty cool how that spoon right there came with a Miracle-Gro container. I forgot what it was, but it was a Miracle-Gro fertilizer, right? And it came with this spoon. I thought that was pretty neat, so I just held on to it and screws onto the bottle. And it gives you, it actually gives you the measurements of 1 and 2. Either tablespoons or teaspoons, one or the other. But I thought that was pretty cool, so I held on to it. And had it for a couple years now. But that's it for making the super juice, y'all. What I like to call super juice, or the compost tea. Now I'm gonna show you guys how we put it in the garden. And I'll apply it to the garden, y'all, just like this, right? So I have it, my watering can. I just give a little dose to each plant. I don't give a whole lot. Keisha just watered over here, so I want to make sure not to give too much, so much that it leaks out the bottom, you know, because the soil is already basically saturated. But this is it. You make it. I'm not going to water that. That's just a weed growing what my grapes should have been. I just add it like that. The cherries get some, and the ashwagandha and the muscadines get some. Then we're going to go over here and be generous, and we're going to give the boysenberry some. And this boysenberry is looking awesome because I thought it died, but it showed me something. The chocolate mint's going to get some. And I do this once a week, y'all. Once a week. And it's been working pretty well for us. I want to say I started doing this last year, and I like the results that we've been seeing. So we're going to continue to use it. All right, you guys, that's it. That's how we water our garden for free every week. Like I said, you can do this on a week-to-week basis. You can do it bi-weekly. You can do it twice a week. It's whatever's comfortable for you. And wherever you see the best results for your garden, that doesn't end with anything being detrimentally harmful to your garden, right? So super easy. And you don't have to use the 511 or the More Bloom. Like I said, we already had that on hand, so I decided to use it. And don't overthink the ingredients to your compost tea. Like I said, I have all those things. I have apple cores, orange peels, pear cores, sardines. I've had thrown sardines, fish. I've thrown fish in there. You name it, I've put it in there just about. You know, you don't complicate it, don't overthink it. Just make your tea. It doesn't have to sit for as long as mine has set. You can make it and use it in 1, 2, 3 days. You can let it sit for a day, for 24 hours, for 48 hours, for 72 hours, for whatever, right? And then you can use it and apply it to your garden. Ours has just been sitting for so long that it's just, you know, I'm just keep it going. And once I use about half of that, I fill it up with more of that filtered water or that rainwater if I have it. I fill it back up to the top and I start over again. Hopefully you guys found some value out of this video especially in terms of feeding your garden for free with compost tea. If you have, you guys know what to do. Hit the like button. If you haven't already, consider subscribing. Hit the notification bell to know when we put out the next video. And here's another video for you guys to watch, to follow us on our gardening journey. And we see you guys in the next one. Peace out.